Good morning, my name is Pam Kaplan, and I'm here today to talk to you about conflict in the workplace. Have you ever had a situation where you've been in the office and it's quiet, it's peaceful, there is a zen-like buzz going on, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose? Yes, they're screaming, yelling. Have you ever had a situation like this?
Yes.
How did that make you feel?
Like I wanted to run away.
Oh, yeah. But you know, as HR professionals, we can't run away. We've got to be there. We've got to put on our superhuman resource suit and take control of the situation before the situation is out of control. So what I'd like to share with you today are 3 of my favorite approaches in taking care of the situation, taking control. And they are, number 1, diffuse the fire. By diffusing the fire, we lower the tone, the energy is at a totally different place. We're taking control before it's out of control. The second is being non-judgmental. We're not here to take sides as HR professionals. We are there to listen deeply, ask questions to try to get to the true bottom of the situation, because we all know there are 3 sides to every story. His, hers, and then the truth. And the third is being fair. We need to be company compliant, following policy and guideline. So right now what I'd like to do is share a little vignette that happened in my HR days, and you might see yourself in some of this as well. So as we talked about before, the office is peaceful, it's quiet, zen, and then all of a sudden we hear, "Bob is stupid. He's insubordinate. I want him fired now." Okay, so in this case, as the HR professional, I've got to jump in. I've got to take care of the situation. I ask the supervisor, okay, let's take this into my office, and I close the door. Privacy is important. No one else needs to hear what went on between you and the supervisor. I ask the supervisor to sit down. Both of us being on the same level. It diffuses the fire. It creates a situation where we're both on equal playing levels. I ask the supervisor, okay, tell me what happened. Briefly, but tell me what happened. So the supervisor tells me what happens. I went up to Bob. He was late on deadlines. He didn't finish it, and when I asked him about it, he just was rude. He was like totally off base. And I said to the supervisor, okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that Bob was rude, he didn't meet a deadline. What do you think triggered Bob's reaction? I don't know, says the supervisor. And part of what we need to do, not only are we human resource professionals, but we're also coaches. We have to step back, allow a little uncomfortable time to get them to talk about what really went down. So I said to the supervisor, what do you think triggered this? And give him some more time to talk. And you see kind of a melting going on. Well, says the supervisor, I probably shouldn't have yelled at him in the bullpen. And I'm sitting back like, yeah, what else? Well, I shouldn't have yelled at him, and I probably should have been a little different in my approach and asked him where things went wrong and not yelled. And so let me ask you all, any Covey fans in this room? 7 Habits? Okay, so which one of the 7 habits was not modeled in this particular case? You know, the one about seek to understand before being understood? So my supervisor acknowledged, yeah, I had some ownership, I had some responsibility in this situation. I should have taken him into my office. I should have discussed this privately. But you know what? He was still insubordinate, and he was still rude, and So I said to the supervisor, okay, you're right, you've got some points there. And what we need to do is, number one, take a look at Bob's file. What's going on? Does Bob have a history of this? Any verbal? Any written warnings? So I need to take care of that. And then I'll have a talk with Bob. So, supervisor's fine. Okay, I can handle that. And Parks leaves the room, tone is down. So immediately, as HR professionals, we are going to go over to that file right away. Relief. We see that there are no written warnings, there are no verbal warnings, crystal clear. Relief. But no matter what, we are going to bring Bob into the office to talk about this. So Bob comes into the office, we have our conversation. Yes, he acknowledges that he behaved incorrectly. He should have asked to speak to the supervisor privately. He should not have been reactive. So as we go through the conversation with Bob, we kind of figure it out at the end that these two people are not going to be battling and clashing horns, at least for the near future. So let's just step back from this for a moment and summarize what we've learned. Number one, we've diffused the fire. The supervisor came into a private office. Tone went down. We were able to hear a clear, concise discussion. Number two, we didn't take sides. There was no judgment passed by the HR professional. And number three, we were fair. We were company compliant. We followed our protocol. Conflict resolved.